Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. As of last count, I have 232 subscribers, so all of you who have subscribed, I thank you very much. We've really grown just within the last couple of weeks, and I sure appreciate it. So welcome to my channel. My name is Sandy. My grandbabies call me Mammy, so that's why I named my channel Mammy Murray's Musings. And it's a little bit of everything. There's cooking and reading of books and whatever else I may deem to put in here in my videos. So let's get started. Remember to give me a thumbs up, to like, and to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and to please share it with people you know and on your different social media outlets. All right, so you know, I was kind of thinking I might look a little crooked. I'm not sure. Oh well, if I am, I'm sorry. So today I am making spaghetti sauce. It took me a few years. I did a little this, did a little that, and got a spaghetti sauce that my family liked, especially my husband in the early years of our marriage. It actually started out from an old rival cookbook that came with the crock pot when we first got married, and then I kind of tweaked it here and there. So what we're going to start with, and I gave it the name when I printed up recipes and gave them to my daughters. I put the name Sonny. My husband's name was Sonny. I put Sonny's favorite spaghetti sauce or Italian sauce, something like that. So we start out with 1.5 pounds of ground beef, and we brown it and drain the grease off, and then also we'll rinse it to get the extra fat off. And if you notice, when I cooked it, I kind of left it chunked instead of doing it real fine. Now, if any of you're not sure how to cook ground beef, you've never cooked it, if you just, comment and say, hey, would you show us next time you're cooking it so we can see how you do it, then by all means I will. So I'm putting that in the crock pot. If you've ever seen my video before, you notice that I just like to put things in the sink as I go. And I always like to have a bag by me, especially in my house. Like I said, right now I'm visiting my daughter, but in my house, my trash can's quite a ways from the area where I cook, so I always keep a bag right at my stove, put stuff in it, and when it's, end of the day, tie it up, put it in the trash. Okay, so we have our ground beef. That's the first thing we're going to do. And then I have vegetables, and you can put them in any order you want. You don't have to use all of these. You can use your own blend, your own choices, but I'm using the standard. Okay, I have an onion I cut up. It was a large onion. So this is probably a little less than a half, but it's really chopped fine. So you probably want, about a cup or so of chopped onion. Like a small or a medium or half of a large. Put that in. Then I have, here's some celery. I think this is probably about a stalk and a half. And it's chopped up. Put that in. Where's my little spatula thing? Over here. I'm trying not to lean over that. And if you don't really know how to chop any of these vegetables, again, comment and I will show you how. I actually, for the most part, used a Pampered Chef chopper, but I can show you how to do it with a knife. I normally would put in about an 8-ounce pack of mushrooms, but I had a little more than a half a pack that needed to be used, so that's all I'm putting in there today. Okay, I took just a regular size bell pepper, put that in there. Now, after we were married about 15 years or so, I cannot use celery or bell pepper in anything anymore because it really started irritating my husband's stomach. I don't know why he could eat it raw but not cooked. So I had to leave that out. So now I can go back to cooking it. Unless I cook for my son, my one son, because now he's going through some of the same issues. All right, so we have all of our vegetables and there with our meat. You want 2 6-ounce cans of tomato paste. 2 6-ounce cans of tomato paste. And you could grate up a little bit of carrot to put in here too if you want. I've never done that, but I know some people do. Try to get every bit of that out. You can even get the squeezable, tomato paste and do that too. I just used this one. Try to get every single bit of it. I know I always say this, but groceries are expensive. You don't want to leave any behind. All right, we're gonna come back to this in a minute. Now, you could cook this on the stovetop, but you would have to add some water to it. But this is actually just a lot easier and faster. I raised my 5 children. My husband and I had 5 children together. They both were ours. We were married almost 41 years, and we had 5 children. And believe me, it was really a lot simpler to put things in a crock pot and let them cook all day. Whenever I could. Okay. And you could always take this and, you think, well, that's making a lot. You could half it. Or you could take some out, let it cool, after it's cooked. Put it in some whatever size freezer bags you want. And plop it in the freezer. Just get all the air out of the bag. Okay, now, we want, what do I call this? 20 ounce? No, it's 28 ounce can. I knew it was this size can when I look at it. Of crushed tomatoes. 28 ounce can of crushed tomatoes. And just pour those in there. Now, we're going to take a little bit of this. We are going to pour it into our tomato paste can. And this is going to be a thick kind of sauce. I should mention that too. Pour this into that pan. Then we're going to take that spatula and just kind of go around and around. That will help get some more of the tomato paste out of there. There we go. Remember to always, always wash your cans before you use them also. You don't know who else touched them in the store. You don't know what little kids maybe picked them up and licked the tops of them. You just never know. There's still some in there. Then finish getting all of this out. Just scrape it all out. Did you know you could save the cans like this in your vegetable can and wash them out and cook breads in them? I'll probably do that sometime in the future. I know a lot of times at Christmas time, I would like to take some of the either soup or vegetable cans and wash them out and then make breads in them to give away as gifts. I'm gonna have to move that, get that leaf out. My cord went in it. I don't want to use that one. Okay, now I want to put in some minced garlic. You could use like 2 garlic cloves and chop them up, but this, it's just really kind of pretty easy there, so why not do that? So I'm going to use probably about a couple of tablespoons. I think I need some more. This one is emptied. Okay, let me open this one. If I can break this seal, sometimes I have problems with that. Get a knife. Okay. Get me another one. My theory is you can never have too much garlic. And if you don't like garlic, by all means leave it out. But I love garlic. Okay. Clean some of this up. Then we're going to spoon in a little bit of black pepper. Sprinkle it in if you have a can, like I just used it out of the can, or the shaker at home, I should say. I used the shaker. Put some of that in. We want some oregano. You want probably about a tablespoon. If you want stronger oregano, then by all means do not oregano, I'm sorry, Italian seasoning, which has oregano in it. Then you want to use about a tablespoon. You could use a little more, and actually kind of like to crush it. That helps release the fragrance of it. That was half a tablespoon, so I'm going to use that, and I'm going to kind of keep it a little bit there, give it just a little bit more. Thing is, with oregano, if you get too much, you can get kind of a little soapy taste. Okay, I think that's good. Put that in there. Well, that is the wrong lid. I'm going to have to wash that off because that had garlic on it. Better pay attention to what you're doing. Or talking to myself there. All right. Now, you want to put about a teaspoon or so of sugar in this if you don't use carrots, because tomatoes can have that sometimes that tinny taste. So if you put just a little bit of sugar, that will help conquer that. Or if you put some grated carrots, put just a little bit more. Then you just kind of stir it up. If you're using the liner, then make sure you don't poke it. If you do not use the liner, then you will want to spray your crock pot with cooking spray. I should have mentioned that in the beginning, but my brain doesn't always think as it should. I know I watch some of these other YouTubers, and I know some of them say, make sure you write down notes of everything you want to say. Well, my thing is, I probably wouldn't think to look at the notes. Or I would be so focused on the notes that it would be just so methodical. So, sorry guys, y'all are just gonna get what you get here. I'm just me. I know someone made a comment the other day, said my dish was not impressive. Well, you know what? I'm not setting out to really impress anyone. I mean, that person is welcome to their comment, but I'm not out to impress anyone. I'm just myself. And take me or leave me. I won't get ugly with you. And I'll be kind, but I'm still just me. I mainly started this channel because it was a wish of my husband. And now I do it mainly so my children can have this when I'm gone. And I just welcome all of you viewers, so I appreciate that. I appreciate your comments. All right, so I think that's it. And oh, no, one more thing. We want a bay leaf. So just kind of stick that bay leaf down there in the middle. And we can actually put two. which is what I'm going to do. These are fresh. You could use dried. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure to remove them before serving. Or you can leave them in, and whoever finds it, you can tell them they got the prize, and you can decide what the prize is. Okay, now we're going to put a lid on. You can cook this on high for about 10 hours. You can 8 to 10 hours. You can cook it on, low. Cook it on low 8 to 10 hours, and on high you cook it for about 4 or 5 hours, all right? So that's it. We're done with the spaghetti sauce. I hope you'll try this at home. If you've never made spaghetti sauce, try this. You know, you could throw it in before you go to work in the morning if you work outside the home, and let cook all day. If you are at home, you know, and you're busy cleaning or you have to go somewhere, you can throw it in. You can get all your ingredients ready the night before and throw it in, you know, in the morning. You know, if you homeschool, if you know, put that in there and let cook all day. So I will see y'all later, and if I remember, I'll come back and do a taste test and show you when it's done. Hopefully I'll remember. I'm going to make a note in my mind to do that, or I may need to write that note down actually. And if I don't come back, remember to always season your cooking with love. So stay tuned a second, make sure I come back if I do. All right, y'all. All right, y'all, I'm back. So I'm going to bring you down and show you what the sauce looks like when it's finished. Okay, can you get down in there? Let me see. There we go. You see how nice and thick that is? Just really thick. And there's a little bit of like juice, but not much. It's really thick. And that's what makes it so good. Let me bring you over here now. And I'm going to taste test. It's still just a little bit hot, but it's really, really good. And I tested a little earlier, and I actually put a little more garlic in it. I put a little garlic powder in it because I want to have just a little bit more. Now, if you noticed, I did not put salt in it. I personally don't think it. If you're a person that eats quite a bit of salt, you may think that. I didn't put salt in it because my husband had to be on low sodium diet. And so years ago, when his blood pressure, you know, started having problems with that, I cut the salt out. But with the herbs and the garlic, I just don't see a need. And plus, there is some salt in the tomato products, you know, already. So now I'm waiting on water to boil so we can cook up some spaghetti noodles and have our supper. And y'all have a wonderful evening, all right? And I'll see you again. And remember to always season your cooking with love.